Hello everyone, this is Craig again with another video. So we were talking about not using the transpose button, and in front of me I have a standard piano right here, as you can see, Pearl River, if you please. And as you can see, it has no buttons. This is an acoustic piano, and because inside of up there we have some strings and hammers and what have you, and this is an instrument where you just have to know how to play in every key. All right, now if you looked at my previous video on the number system, you would have realized that every key is basically related to each other, so it's just a matter of understanding where the keys are and how far you need to go in order for you to get whatever number that you're looking for. So you can just go, backtrack a little bit if you want to know more about the numbers, the number system. And you can look at many other videos. There are many other videos out there on the number system of playing, and it is an easy way to play. No matter what instrument you play, you can use the number system. So I have this piano in front of me, and as you can see, we have some keys here. And what you need to ask yourself, first of all, in order to not use the transpose method of playing, is what key are you playing in? All right, so as is everyone's favorite key, the key of C, we don't have any black keys to deal with, so that makes it easier for us. So we have the key of C. So this is the key of C, or the chord C, I should say, and we need to know where C is, and this is where we are going to be starting on the C note, or the note C, I should say. And just to give you a quick crash course of what the number system is, it is the key that you're playing in is always number one. So C, for instance, would be number one if we are playing in the key of C, and D would be number two, E number three, F4, G5, A6, B7, C8, or it can also be called number one. All right, so if you have to move up to C sharp is here, C sharp. So C sharp would be number one. Then we have E flat number two, F number three, F sharp number four, F sharp number four, then A flat, B flat, C, and C sharp. So this would be the order. So it doesn't matter what key you are in, as long as you follow the formula, which I also have shared in the previous video. You can get any scale, whether it be the C scale or the C sharp scale, D scale, G, whatever. All right, so you just have to follow that video on the number system, and then you will understand it even better. Now, let's use C for instance. All right, we are playing in the key of C, and most songs follow a specific pattern. All right, and you have the same chords going with each other. Or just to explain it in another way, you have your root chord, which is C, and you have all of the other chords which come after it. So they come in different positions, which which I will also explain in another video on when I look at tonal gravity. And usually the chords that go good together are 1, 4, 4, sorry, and 5. 1, 4, and 5. So in this case, our 1 chord is C, our 4 chord is F, and our 5 chord is G. So usually you would hear people playing a song. Okay, let me just put this a little lower. You would hear a chord playing C. For example, you have C, and then you have G coming in, and F, So these are your main chords if you are playing in the key of C. Now, time and again, you would have the 2 chord, which is D, coming into play if you are playing in C. Sometimes you may have the 3 chord, which is E in this case. And all of these are minors, as you can see. D minor, and E minor. And you'll also have the 6th chord, which is also a minor chord, which is A minor in this case. And you would have your 7th chord, which is B. This is a diminished chord. So you have C, which is a major, D minor, E minor, F major, G major, A minor, B diminished, and C major again. So in playing, you will have all of these chords coming into play, and then you will have those which are in between, which you may have to play C sharp sometimes, or even these in between, and they will be either minor or major or diminished or augmented or whatever the case may be. Depending on the type of music that you're playing, it will be whatever type of chord, all right? But usually if you are dealing with only white chords in C, it will be major, minor, and diminished, okay? Sometimes you may have augmented and other chords, add chords, 13th chords, and whatever the case may be, all right? So we are playing in the key of C. You will also see a video on inversions somewhere in my lineup, so I will not spend too much time on inversions. So if you are playing in the key of C and you want to move from C to G, all you have to do is to shift these 2 fingers downwards by shifting this one, sorry, a whole tone down, and by shifting this one half a tone, all right? So that is the easier way to get the chord G from C, so you don't have too much movement to make. So you have your C chord, and then you have your G chord. All we did was shift our G chord and put it down here instead. So we have B, D, and G. Okay? Alright, so this is an easier way to move down to our G chord. Then for our F chord, we move up in the same way, but kind of in reverse. This time we move this one up a semitone and this one up a whole tone. So from C, okay, from C, we have our F chord by moving this one up half step and this one up a whole step. So C and F. Sorry. So C, F. Right? And let's just stick to these chords for now. And let us see if we can apply that same thing in another key. Let us use A flat, for example, or for instance. This is our A flat key, and we are playing the A flat chord, which is this. 1, 3, 5. Okay? And we want to move up, we want to move down to our 5 chord, which in this case would be E flat. We move down the same half step with our second finger and a whole step with our first finger. So from here, sorry, a whole step with our second finger and a half step with our first. So it will be, we moving this one here and we're moving this one here. So our E flat chord will now sound like this. Instead of jumping up to here, we can simply play it like this. Okay? And our C sharp chord, we move up like this. Alright? So This is how we get our 5 chord and our 4 chord by making two simple movements. Alright, so from A flat, you go to E flat by shifting down a whole step and a half step, whole step with your second and a half step with your first. And to move to the the 4 chord, we move half step up with our second finger and whole step with our third finger, which would be from E flat to F. So our E flat would sound like this. Our C sharp would sound like this because C sharp would be our fourth chord in our A flat scale. So we would be hearing something like this. And that's an easy movement from here to here. Instead of jumping from here to here, which is the same chord, but this is just an easier way of getting the same chord by making one simple movement of our two top fingers. Okay? And to get to our E flat, instead of jumping from here to here, we make a simple movement of moving our bottom two fingers downwards, a whole tone and a half tone respectively, from A flat, to E flat, a simple movement. And let me just do one more for emphasis. This time I will do it on E flat. This is our E flat chord, which is our one. So we count E flat as our one chord, and which would make 1, 2, 3, 4. A flat would be our four chord, and B flat will be our 5 chord. So E flat, then B flat, we move a whole tone and a half tone, a simple movement of our two bottom fingers, and from our E flat to our A flat, we make a simple movement upwards by half tone from G to G sharp, and from B flat to C, which is our 4 chord. So from E flat to A flat is a simple movement. So this is one way to get away from using the transpose button. It's just a matter of knowing how far you need to move in order for you to get whatever chord. All right. So thanks for watching, and I'm gonna be going into more detail as far as the number system is concerned and as far as inversions are concerned. So keep watching, keep looking for my updated videos. Remember to subscribe and enjoy playing.